Yep. Good morning, everyone. So last session we started discussing about browser objects. Browser objects. Browser objects we learned how to use an window object. Another one is location. In the browser objects, some examples I will upload. Already I showed you some properties. Some more examples I will upload. You can practice them into Classroom. I will upload one document. You see those already. What is window location? Yesterday we learned. So window, it provides all the properties and methods to control browser window. Location gets the client location details like IP address, URL, all these. Actually, it is not only get, it will also allow to set also. For example, one simple question I will give here. How to navigate to any page dynamically. Actually, how to navigate to any page dynamically means, suppose we are in previous example, we are navigating by using action. So from Google page, we are navigating to which page? Results. But this is when form is submitted. On form submit, it is navigating to results. But without form, many times we need navigation. Like suppose we created some login screen. Suppose let's add one login screen, some login.html. So generally what happens, so we will display here. Just we will, means you can use user ID, password and all. Just temporarily I will give user name. So input type is text and ID is username, and we have a button. Button is login. You can put user ID, password and all those. So if on the button click, so on click, that is login click. Now what should happen here is script. So the function login click. So if on login click, username is matching, then it should go to some particular page. Which page? Suppose we have a shopping page, it should go there. So now what we will do is we will simply put var username document get element by ID. We have username dot value, and we will write if username is matching to some John11. If it is matching with that, then it should automatically take us to shopping page. Then we have to use location.href. Location.href. Yesterday we saw location.href is to get the URL. It is not only get, it can set URL. That means location href, which page? Some shopping.html. If it is in same location. If it is in some other path, you have to write /. It is present in the same location, so shopping.html. Else, we can navigate to some other page. Suppose location.href, we have error.html. We don't have a error page. Let's add one error page, error.html page. In this, what we will do? We will simply put a heading. So invalid username, and we will put an anchor. So href as login.html. Try again. Now see what happens is when We run this. If username is something wrong, then automatically it will take to invalid. That means it is navigating from one page to another. Try again, and username is suppose John11, then it will navigate to shopping page. That means we are navigating dynamically from one page to another. For that also we have to use how to do that, location.href. Href is used for dynamic navigation. Dynamic navigation, we do that by using href. So this is location object related properties, how to handle them. Next, in the browser object, we have another navigator object. Navigator object. Actually, navigator object, it provides set of properties and methods. It provides a set of properties and methods that are used to get browser details. Browser details. Browser details means which browser family you are using, which version you are using, whether browser have certain plugins or not. So that means suppose we are sending some bank statement, and bank statement is in PDF form. And to watch that statement in his computer, he must have PDF reader. Means PDF reader is a plugin which must be available in browser. If PDF reader plugin is not available, then PDF file cannot open. It will download. So we have to tell the user that in your browser there is no PDF viewer. Please install it. So how do we know whether it is there or not? For that, navigator object is important. Suppose when you are using any website, when you log in into any website, all your login details are maintained in a special file called cookie. Those cookies we will learn in jQuery. We will see that. So all login details need to be maintained in a special file called cookie. And if cookies, what is problem with cookies? Cookies can be infected with virus. So from a website, if a infected cookie is copied into our computer, then our computer also is infected with virus. So on internet, primary virus carriers are cookies. That is the reason these days what all browsers are doing, they are blocking cookies. Now, if cookies are blocked, then sign in cannot work. Compulsory, in order to use login like option, there must be cookies enabled. Any website, they have to use cookies. So if cookies are not enabled, then we have to tell the user that please enable cookie. Otherwise, you cannot use. For example, see, suppose Chrome, not only Chrome, anywhere in the Chrome browser, I'm just using Chrome settings. So in the Chrome user, we'll go to the Chrome settings, Chrome:/settings. In the Chrome settings, search for cookies. Cookies related settings will come. Here, cookies and other site data. So here, yeah, cookies site data. We will block cookies, block all cookies. Block all cookies is good. You can prevent virus. So now after blocking cookies, I'm opening some Gmail. In Gmail, I want to log in. I will enter my email address. Okay. After that, click on next. Immediately Gmail says that your browser has cookies disabled. That means how Google knows in my browser it is disabled. That means Google can get information about my computer, my browser, its version, all details. That means they can access your information. Who is sending our information to them? So there is an object called navigator that is sending information to them. So navigator is an object which is present in every browser. That object will send information about the browser to any server so that they can identify which browser you are using, which version you are using. It has so many details. So that means like this, we can display messages. So Navigator provides several options like app name. App name is actually, it returns the browser family name. There is no chance to get the browser name. For getting the browser name, we cannot get browser names. So we cannot get the browser names. We can get the browser family name. We can get browser family name. To get the browser name, we need lot of concept programming, which I will just explain a point later. But there is no chance of getting browser name. We can get the browser family. Browser family tells which browser they are using. So browser family name is majority all browsers belong to a family. In the beginning, if you remembered, I told you Netscape. I told you the JavaScript introduction. So first script was written for whom? Netscape. Brenda Naik designed the code, the JavaScript for which browser? Netscape. All browsers belong to the family Netscape. Like we have app version, it returns the browser version. We have platform. Platform will return the OS. That means which platform they are using: Windows, Linux, Mac, which 32-bit, 64-bit. It will return. So we have details like cookie enabled. Cookie enabled. That means it returns true or false. That means cookie is working or not. It will return plugins. It will return MIME types. MIME types. Plugins means extensions. Extensions. And MIME types means file types. What are the additional file types supported? What are the additional extensions supported in browser? All that information comes. Square brace means array. It is a collection of values. So we have all these details: app name, app version, platform, cookie enabled, plugins, MIME types, and all. I will show you here simple how we can get that details and display them. Here important is navigator object have so many options. We have geolocation also. Geolocation. Geolocation. That means so gets the latitude and the longitude. Longitude. It will get the latitude and longitude. By using latitude and longitude only, maps can show your information. On a map, to get our information, the requirement is latitude and longitude. If we can return that latitude, longitude on map, they can know where you are. Right? Remember, it will not show map. It will return only these values. That means how to view on map, that I will tell you. First, we'll see here navigator object. How to write such logic? We can write logic by ourselves. Like, see what I'm doing. I'm using navigator.html. Just roughly, I will put a simple script and we will keep a function. So function one, and just call the function, and here we are using document.write. Here we are writing names, details, like what is the detail, suppose browser version, and how to get the browser version, navigator dot app version. So that is app version, that will get the browser version. Next, what I am doing here, platform. So platform, I am just giving here navigator dot platform. There is another option like supported on. We can get that by using navigator dot user agent. That means user agent is nothing but here you can use user agent also. It is very much used. That means all supported browsers. So all supported browsers information it will show, browsers and platforms. That means where you can watch this content, everything it will show, supported browsers. Now we have another option. So cookie enabled, cookies enabled or not. Here we will use navigator dot what, cookie enabled. It will return true or false. Then we will do one thing, we will use a condition. So if cookie enabled equal to what, true, then we will put a message. So cookies allowed. Otherwise we will put a message, cookies disabled on your browser. So here we will say please enable cookies. This message we are going, that is the message we are displaying. Like that we can put the logic simply here. All these are browser related details. Now when I run this, you can see it shows all that information. Let's put a break here also. Yeah, now you can see it will get all the browser details like this. So browser details, like it is giving the browser version, app version. So it is giving the, this is browser version actually. It is giving the platform. That means what is the supported platform. It is returning the platform Windows 32. It is supported on what is all the different types of plugins. These are browser engines. Remember, I told you some browser engines, WebKit and all. And see, cookie allowed. Cookies are allowed. Suppose if I open the same in another browser called Chrome. In Chrome, if I open the same page, then automatically it will say, so please enable cookies. Cookies are disabled. Why? Because we disabled cookies on this browser. That means I will open here again, allow cookies. Okay, then refresh this page. Now cookies are allowed. So that is how Google people and other website people show messages. So they show the message that on your browser cookies are not enabled. Please enable the cookies. Please accept the cookies. That means they will just give this message. By using which object they can do? By using navigator. So this is first example. This is the example to get some details about browser. There is another thing you need to know, how to know the plugins, how to know the MIME types. That means I have to know, another example I will show. I need to know what are the extra extension plugins supported in this browser. We want to know that. Let's see. So for that we have to write a simple logic actually like this. For var so item of navigator dot plugins, because plugins is an array. Now document dot write, every item have plugin have a name. We can get all the plugin names and display. You see now it will get all plugins. That means these are all additional plugins. That means PDF viewer, Chrome PDF viewer, Chromium PDF viewer, Edge PDF viewer, WebKit built-in PDF. These are all the plugins provided in this browser. That means you can watch PDF documents. You can watch other type of documents. How do we know whether they can watch or not? First, we have to get these plugins. And this also changes. Suppose for every browser, it will not be same. Suppose Chrome, Firefox, different browsers you can try. This is in Chrome browser. You see same plugins are there, right? Different browsers may have different plugins. Currently in my machine, I have only some standard plugins. So it is showing these plugins. So what is now in interviews, this is simple for accessing all plugins. We can access all plugins by using this technique. But in interviews, they ask the question like, how do we know plugin working or not? That means the question is how to verify the plugin status and report. That means how do we check plugin working or not? Plugin list came. In that plugin is working or not. How do we know? For that, what you have to do is by verifying with undefined. By verifying with undefined. That means what is the plugin names? You see the plugin names, PDF viewer, Chrome PDF viewer. Currently, Edge is what? Microsoft Edge PDF viewer. So what we will do is we will write a logic in this way. Logic is nothing but simply we will write a condition. If navigator dot plugins of plugin name is this. What is the plugin name? Microsoft Edge PDF viewer is equal to undefined. Undefined means it's not there. It's not working. Then we will put an alert. So please install PDF viewer. Like this we will do. Otherwise, what it should do, it should display a message saying that document.write. It should say you can watch and PDF viewer will be there. Remove it. If you remove, it will put an alert now saying that please install PDF viewer. There is another technique. Some websites, what they do is in certain websites, they will alert and they will navigate to that location from where they can download. How to navigate? Simple. We have to put an location dot href. Href, here we have to give http:// some adobe.com/downloads like this. That means what happens if there is no PDF plugin? First, it will show an alert. Please install. They will click OK. Then automatically it will navigate to that website. That is why. So this is very important because we can verify whether plugin working or not. I verified only one. Like that, every plugin they have to check. For every plugin, they have to write logic. Right? That means if your website is sending certain type of content, before sending that content, first we have to verify is it supported or not. Because if it is unable to open in client machine, then he will think our website is not working. But the problem is website is working, but his browser is not having suitable contents, means suitable plugins. How do we verify that and tell that? By using this concept, navigator.plugins. There is another option is we can also tell what type of extra files are supported. You remembered MIME types already. I already told you MIME types in general image concept. MIME types we discussed. So how to get the MIME types for where item of navigator dot we have MIME types also array. Now document dot write. So item dot type. Type will return the MIME type. MIME type is nothing but it will tell what are the file types supported. File types supported, you see, it is supporting PDF, text PDF. That is the MIME type. Already we discussed in image slash JPG, image slash GIF. I given while learning about images. MIME type means what? Multi-purpose internet mail extensions. That is MIME. In HTML, I given a table. Once go through your HTML image concept. We discussed about what are the image types supported, what are the MIME type, what is the extension. What is difference between MIME type and extension? What is difference between MIME type and extension? Under one MIME type, there will be several extensions. That means what is the extension of JPG files? .jpg, .jpeg, .jfif. How to access all JPG files? Instead of using 3 extensions, we can use one MIME type. What is the MIME type of JPG? Image slash JPG. So that means under one MIME type, several extensions are present. Because JPG files will be having different extensions. Then how to access all of them? We cannot write all extensions. So we have to use MIME types. We need to define the MIME type. That is MIME type. So this is the example of MIME type. Another example is geolocation. Geolocation means we can even know from which city, which place they are accessing. For that, actually what we have to do is we'll write so function, some f1, or say, yeah, just f1 function we are writing and call that function. Now here we have to write navigator dot geolocation. This geolocation uses a callback function. Geolocation uses a callback function. That means we are using a callback function. This callback function actually, generally this geolocation have an option called get current position. Geolocation gets the current position. This current position have a callback function, which is successful. That means if location allowed, location successful means in your browsers, it will alert and ask you, these people wants to know your location, will you allow or not? It will ask you. If they allow, that means this function returns success. That means what it will return? It will return position. If they allowed, it will return position. What this position contains? Coordinates, latitude and longitude. So what we have to do? Document dot write. We will print the coordinates. What is it? So latitude. How to get the latitude is we have to get latitude by using position dot coordinates dot latitude. It will get the latitude. Another one is longitude. So yeah, longitude we have to get same position coordinates dot longitude. Now remember, it will return only these values, latitude value, longitude value. It will not show map. It will not show map. It will return only latitude and longitude. So you see now it is returning. So when I refresh, first step, when I refresh this, you see it is alerting. They want to know your location. Will you allow or block? That means they want to know your location. Do you want to allow? So if you allow, then the function will execute successfully and it will return the positions. This is latitude, longitude. Now, generally what those people do in the background, like Swiggy, Zomato, or Uber, cabs, all everybody, they purchase maps, not Google Maps. That is not Google Maps. So you see Swiggy, Zomato, all these people, they are not Google Maps. They are purchased ones. That means even Google also sells maps. Not only that, there is third parties like Mapbox. Mapbox is very popular. You can see this is Mapbox. So we generally companies will purchase this Mapbox. Mapbox is very popular. Observe carefully here. Agree? Yeah. This Mapbox is being used by, see, CNN, BMW, National Geographic, Toyota. That means in BMW cars, navigation is managed by these people. It is managed by Mapbox. National Geographic is using this Mapbox, means now you can trust more. Why? Because they have some with remote, accurate locations somewhere else in the Amazons, Antarctic areas also it can show. National Geographic is using these maps, means you can imagine, right? Now the point is, this is not free. They have to buy. That means what they will do, they purchase maps. After purchasing maps, they put this plugin in their website. Now anybody opens browser and visits their website. Now what our JavaScript will do, using navigator object, gets the latitude, longitude values and sends that into this map. It sends that into this app. What this app will do, by using the latitude, longitude, it will show the location on map. Understood? So if you want to see here, let's do one thing. We will use maps.google.com. This Google Maps. In Google Maps, let's copy this latitude and let's paste that latitude, comma. We have to use comma, and this is longitude, and put a paste here and search. It will give our current location. You can see it is showing the current location. This is the current location. So this is the current our location. It is showing that current location. It is showing that is the current location. That is the current location. It is showing accurate location, right? Our current location, it is displaying that current location, right? Technically, the point is they just need a latitude, longitude value. That means that value will be collected and it is shown on a map. So we can practice some sample example map APIs. I will show you in jQuery. In simple jQuery approach, I will show you how to use these APIs. That means in your website, you can put a map and you can show your location there. Like Swiggy, like Google, Zomato, or like Uber, like if you want to maintain, you have to purchase. Then whatever happens, so it will show the location of your delivery partners, location of yours. It will show the tracking where he is currently. All that is not free maps. They are all purchased. Like Mapbox is one example for that. That means they are not Google Maps. They don't use Google Maps. That means you may be seeing like on Google Maps also some people use, but not free Google Map. That is paid Google Map. In the paid Google Map, so many advanced features will be there. So you can purchase Google Maps API. Actually, there will be a Google Maps API. This is Google Map API. You can see Google Maps API. This is Google Maps API official site. you can get this API. For Android, for iOS, they have separate Maps APIs. So Maps embedded APIs. So you can see this is how to embed a map. It will show that option. You see, they are using an iframe. Understood? They are using an iframe. This iframe you have to keep, right? That means what you have to do is embedding map. Where is it? This is the API actually, and this is the embedding map. But to use this, that means this iframe we have to put. Iframe will show the map in your website, but it is asking API key. This, some people provide free trial API keys will be there. Actually, NASA also API key is there. We were not using that. You saw NASA Mars rover photos all API keys will be there. Freely, if you use, they will give you limits, like every day 10 times you can open, every day 50 times you can open, like that. They will give you limits. You cannot open all details, only few details you can open, like that. If you have map API key, then what you can do is you can get more details, get more information, and will extend the limits also. You have actually in NASA also, we use NASA API na, api.nasa.gov. This is API. You see, they have given generate API key. What happens if we generate API key? They will ask us to register. After registration, they will send us a key to our email. That key we have to put every time. See, I will show you where we used Mars rover photos. Na? When we used Mars rover photos, actually this is, and they given a demo key. Actually, this is demo key. We have to remove that demo key and put our registered key. Then we will get more details about this. Currently, we are getting only limited. Now, if you have the original key, then you will get more information. And sometimes to get that keys, you have to purchase. You have to purchase. Some here also same. They're asking the API keys. So when you use API keys, so then it will give you more details. So that means you can see this is all the option. Later I will show you one example. Why? Because for that, so you have to understand how to generate a API key, how to use those API keys. One small concept we will learn, right? Currently, we are not showing map through navigator location. We are just getting the details and display. What are those details? Latitude and longitude, right? This is another example for geolocation. How to get the geolocation? That means in every page what they do, they put this on body load. That means whenever anybody opens our websites, it will ask, do you want to allow the location? So okay, then according to the location they get the details and they will put that. For example, you see, when you purchase, what happens is they will say that allow your current location. You will select that option, current location. Automatically it can pick up the address and it can store that address. For that we have to pay. It's not free. Google Maps will not provide that. So that is generally done by using a paid service usually. Okay, all these people use that paid maps only. Cabs and food delivery services, everybody uses paid service. All their maps are not Google Maps. That means when you are taking a ride on Rapido or somebody, you will see on cabs they open maps, right? That is not Google Map. That is their integrated maps. They have their own integrated maps. That because that is the reason many people will tell you that, you say there is another shortcut, you go in that way. They will say that no, I will go as per this map only, because If they go in another diverted way, then immediately that message is sent to their call center saying that this person is out of the path. Out of the path. That means they immediately call them. They say that your location is this, why you are going in this way. That means even the person who is taking the ride, he says that go in that way. He will not go because they have certain rules. They know everybody will be tracking. That means every ride you take, their call center is tracking it. The call center is tracking. That means you see even Swiggy, Zomato like delivery person picked up and he is not delivering to you, then they will see why he is not delivering. He's stuck at one place. Then immediately call center people will call you saying that we see that our delivery partner hasn't came to you, so have we called you? So you say that no, then they will say that okay, we will call him, we will ask him why he is getting delayed. That is all tracking, that is all money paid, not free, right? So that is not Google Maps, these are all paid service, right? So they use all such things integrated using maps, and for that lot of programming not required, just only two things they need, because ready made all API means what, already program is completely written. Just what you have to do, send the delivery partner location and get the current your location, that's it. Rest of thing it will take care. You don't need to write any much logic, you need to just logic, get the logic for two locations, one the person's location, another one the delivery location, that's it, that's enough. That is what actually these things will do. This is which object, navigate. So this is two important, three objects na? Window object, location object, another one navigate. Navigate. So actually JavaScript is very popularly used for these kind of services. That means all these days you may be thinking that JavaScript is used for validations and all. In the beginning itself I told you, JavaScript is not only for validations. JavaScript is for handling lot of client interactions. These all are the primary things. So this is what real world people use JavaScript for, to first understand what is the capacity of client. Based on that, we can send the website. Now, in many interviews, they ask the question like, how to know? So how to know JavaScript enabled on browser or not, enabled or not. Already we discussed this. For that, we don't use any JavaScript. For that, we use HTML. JavaScript is not used for that. That means how to know which plugin he is using, JavaScript. How to know which file types supported, JavaScript. How to know cookies enabled or not, JavaScript. How to know JavaScript enabled or not JavaScript. Because JavaScript is disabled, how JavaScript will work? Then we have to verify that by using no script HTML element. What this no script HTML element will do is it will verify is JavaScript working in his browser or not, and it will alert. If JavaScript is working, then no script will not display. If JavaScript is not working, then it will display. That means you see here, so in a HTML page, so here I am saying some welcome and I am writing above no script, and here I will write, so JavaScript is disabled on your browser. JavaScript is disabled on your browser, please enable. This message we will give. Currently you run this and you will see that welcome only there, because JavaScript is working. Currently JavaScript is working. Suppose let's do one thing, put a button and on click, so window dot print, and you can see JavaScript is working. For this button we will give the text as print. Now it is working, print is working. Now actually I will disable JavaScript. So this is Edge :/settings. In Edge settings, I will search for JavaScript. So, and I will go to the JavaScript settings here. JavaScript is allowed. I will block it. I will block JavaScript, then refresh this page. Not refreshing, just I'm clicking print. It is not work. Refresh this. Yeah, you're not refreshing. Yeah, and immediately it will say JavaScript is disabled. And I click this print button. It is not working because already it is showing JavaScript disabled on your browser. So what we do, we enable again JavaScript, then refresh. Now it is working fine. Now it is going to handle. Remember, many times people ask like other technologies when you learn like Angular, React, all are JavaScript based. Many times people ask if JavaScript is disabled, will React work? Will Angular work? Nothing will work. That means if JavaScript is disabled, JavaScript related any platform is not going to work. That is the reason actually earlier lot of things are to be managed with JavaScript only. That is the reason I showed you, if you remembered, CSS, so many pseudo classes we learned. In CSS pseudo classes, we learned valid, invalid, required, optional, validation classes. Now, why those all classes were introduced? Because earlier validations completely we do with JavaScript. And if browser is disabling JavaScript, then these validations will not work. That's the reason CSS, through CSS, they defined validations. Even JavaScript is disabled, those CSS validations will work. But they don't have all validation facilities. Now, in the latest new releases of CSS coming versions, they are planning 80% of JavaScript validation handling with CSS. That means very less we need to use JavaScript for validations. With CSS itself we can maintain. So, but the question here is why JavaScript can be disabled? Why they given an option for disabling JavaScript? In the introduction itself I told you JavaScript security issues are there. Security issues are there. That is the reason if there is any threat like somebody spying on your machine, then you disable JavaScript, then nothing will happen. Because I told you Trojans, no? Trojan means they broadcast our information to others. That is done by using home JavaScript. So how to know JavaScript disabled or enabled? For that we have to use NoScript. That is a simple topic actually. This is all navigator object. Navigator object. One more object is there, history. But these days it is not much used. History object, only simple point I will tell you. Actually these days we don't use this because current browsers are not supporting these history related options completely due to security reasons. That's the reason now almost history related options are limited. Actually, few years back, because of browsers, they used to ask some popular questions also on this. For example, they say, suppose I am writing an online exam. When I'm writing an online exam, I go to next question. After going to next question, I should not come back, go back. Back should not work. How? Back should not work. How? Actually, earlier it was possible. Why? Because earlier we can control the browser history buttons. We can control the browser back buttons, that once they go to next page, back will not work. We can disable. But these days it's not possible because browsers are advanced now. They are not restricting history. In that case, back button cannot be disabled in the modern browser. No chance. That is the reason every website will beg you like, please don't push back. Please don't refresh. Our work is going on. Transaction is going on. Now you may ask, like, we are in artificial intelligence technology. We are using high level artificial intelligence technology. After all, can't you control the user that without clicking refresh, without clicking back? No, we can't control. There is no chance at all. That is the reason, even it is a very high level website also, they will ask, please don't push back. Please don't refresh. Earlier, we can disable. That means we can disable back button. Even he push back button, it will not work. That is not there now. That is not there. Earlier, we have to do that by using history object, but now it is limited. So where even you have options, they are limited. For example, what is history object is, it provides access to current browser history. Remember, not all browsing history, only current browsing history. Current browsing history means after you opened browser, how many pages you accessed, what pages you accessed. You can go to those pages after browser opened, not complete browser history. Not complete browser history. It can give you current browsing history. Better you say current browsing history. Current browsing history, not complete browser history. Current browsing history means how many pages you visited after opening the browser currently today. You closed the browser, the current browsing history will reset again. That means until it is opened, you can manage. For that, you have the options like length. So length is nothing but it returns count of pages in current browsing history. That is what actually length is. We have back. That means it moves to previous page in history. Then we have forward. So it moves to the next page. It moves to the next page in history. And we have what is it? Go is it moves. So it moves to specific page in history. All these. That is what generally history object is. Actually, what we do is, for example, see, even now we can try one option. Suppose we have so many pages, functions, EMI, date, demo, result, shopping, so many are there. See here, I am writing a simple page, history.html. I will write a simple script saying that. So we will put a simple one. I will put a function f1. Okay. Call the function here, and we will put a simple logic. If history dot length is greater than 3, if history dot length is greater than 3, that means they open more than 3 pages. Then we will put an alert. Please register for more. Like this, I'm giving. That means, and what we will do is, so location dot href, we will navigate to login dot html. Otherwise, we will put document dot write. We'll say, please, we'll say that you can view max 3 pages for free. Like this, we define. You see several websites. What they do is they will so tutorial websites, paid service websites. You will see when you open, they will say that 3 topics free. From 4th topic onwards, you need to pay. That means they will provide 3 pages for free. From 4th page, you need to pay, register and use. How they can count how many pages they visited? They can count how many pages they visited by using the history. For example, see now what I am doing here. I am accessing the page. First, I will access some page. So what is the page? Here we have so many pages like google.html. First, I will use this one. What is it? History.html. It says you can view max 3 pages for free. Okay, let's visit few pages. Google.html. This is one. After that, shopping.html. This is two. After that, what else we have? So many pages are there. Loops.html. This is loops.html. After that, mapdemo.html. So mapdemo.html. Some pages I visited. After that, currently my browsing history is more than 3. Now I will go to history page again. History.html again. This time it will show an alert saying that please register for more. Previously it was saying that you can view maximum 3. And here please register for more. I click OK. Then automatically it will navigate to login. We have a registration form. We can navigate to register. We can go to back. For example, see here in this login. Where is login? Yeah. In this login, we can put a button and say back. We can write here on click is equal to history dot back. There is a back method. That means what you can do is I click the back. It will take to the previous page. Previous page where? Previous page in the history. In the current browsing history, which page they visited previously. It will take to that page. Like that we can handle. Actually, earlier lot of more works we can do. But now it's not there. Why? Because browsers are not supporting. So that means I told you few years back, we can disable back button of browser. How to disable? Generally what we do is, first I will give this example. So how we can disable is, so for everything we have to write logic, right? I already told you so many times, right? That how this will happen, how that will happen, how this will, that will happen. You have to write logic for every situation. If this, if that, there is, it should not be a doubt like that anymore for you as a developer. That means, so sillily you cannot ask like, if this, then what to do? If that, what to do? You don't do anything. You have to write logic. For every concept, you have to write a logic. If this, what this? No this, no that. If this, you have to write a logic for that. There is no ready-made thing for that. Right? If user is visiting some other page, what to do? What to do? Write logic for that. Verify which page he is visiting. We can get the path name. Na? There is no point like what to do, how to do, right? What to do, how to do, everything we have to write logic. Right? So at this level, you can't ask such questions like what to do if this is there, what to do if that is there. That's what you have learned all these days. What to do, you have to decide now, right? Which logic, what option. You learned so many techniques. You need to implement those techniques. Understood? So this is example for visiting the pages. Now you see I given a back button. Generally what people do is we will write a simple function like body on load, body load. What we do is we write a simple option like history dot forward. This what we do. That means earlier I am telling about the situation disable back. So it is not supported. It is not supported on current browsers. But in old version, we have to do like this. That means what happens is, when page loads, always history is set to forward. Then if user clicks back, it will not work. It will not work because it is set to forward. It will not work. But these days it will work because these days browsers different. I think you know from several years you are using tab-based browsers. Tab-based browser means in one browser several tabs will open. But earlier we have to open separate browser. Suppose I want to visit 3 websites. I need to open 3 separate browsers. Means 3 separate browsers means 3 separate windows. Currently in one window, you can open several tabs. Earlier, we have to open 3 separate windows. So in that situation, it was possible, but not now. That's the reason now no chance. You have to write a logic that please don't refresh, please don't push back button. If you do, transaction will be cancelled. Right? Session will be expired. How to make session expired? You are going to see in a concept called cookie. We will see that. What is session? How sessions are expired? We will design that. So technically, history object don't have much options these days. That generally browsers also removing this history related options. These all comes under browser objects. No need to explain another object. What is it? Document. Document already we learned. A document related all things we discussed. These are all browser objects. Browser objects. Another important, I told you, in the built-in objects, miscellaneous objects means what we have: string object, array object, we have a date object, we have a math object. Already we discussed some examples on them, how to use these objects in various locations we use. What math object will do? It will return some predefined mathematical operations. Mathematical operations like some important math functions we have. So math object related some functions. Date and others already we learned. So that means it have options like math.py. It have like math.random. It have like math.round. So it have so many math.pow. That is power. We have like math.sqrt. In EMI calculator, we used power. Math pow. Right? For the latest version, have an operator, double asterisk. That is for power, right? So these are all mathematical. Even you have math.sin, you have math.cos, you have math.tan, like that. That means you have trigonometrical values, so many type of mathematical operations. Now the question is, why you need these all functions to handle some operations? Mathematical operations, some animations, effects also controlled using math. That means even for animations, CSS effects also, drawings also, we use these math. Simple example I will show you. Suppose we use EMI calculator. When we use EMI calculator, lengthy fractions are coming. How to round them? For that we used math.round. Math.random will generate a random number. We generate a random number. For example, suppose see, simple. Suppose there is a login here. So in the login screen, suppose we have data list, data term, username, and data definition. So input type is text. Just this is only a design. This is password, and the data definition input type is password. And we have another data term, verify code. Verify code, and data definition here ID as LBL code. Now I need to display a random code there. Display a random code. Then what you can do? Simple to display a random code. I will do one thing. I will put a link relation. So is a style sheet. href is node modules, bootstrap icons, font icons. So dot css. Okay. Here I will write on body load. Body on load. On load is body load. On body load, we will write a script. And here we will define a function. What is it? Body load. On body load, here we will define math where I will use a is equal to math.random. Will return a random number. Actually, random numbers start from 0.7. Then we want a positive integers. Then we will multiply by 10. 0.7 means it will get 7, right? So that is one. Like that, that is only one digit. Like that, we will put A, B, and C, D, and E, F, and G, like this. F is enough. Okay, these numbers. Now, what we are doing is we will create a code, var code. We will put this in. We'll put this in a function. Function is generate code. Generate code is a function. In that we have this. Now, what is the code? Code is equal to. So we will use math dot it should round a, because any fractions it should ignore. Round a, round b, combine all these 6 digits. Okay, C and D, so E and F, like this we define. After that we will do one thing. So we will return code. So generate code is returning the code. We will put here document dot get element by id lbl code dot inner html is equal to generate code. That will return the code. We will do one more work here. So verify code, here we will put a button. So for this we will put a span, and the class we will put an option bi. We have circle fill. Bi circle fill half refresh means arrow. We have an arrow clockwise. Okay, that is, I will use arrow clockwise. Now you can see what happens here is on this button click, on click is refresh. We will write a function called refresh. On refresh, what we have to do is we need to generate this again. So that means we will call body load. Now what happens here when I run this login, it will display some random code will be coming. That means every time when you click here verify code, a random code comes. That means it is generating a random code. Whenever page loads, it come with a new code. Now we can write so much logic. We can verify what code they entered with that code that we have generated, and we can say invalid code, try again, all this. So this is not CAPTCHA. We just designed a logic like that. CAPTCHA is a different concept. For that we have to use not only just these type of codes, we have to use artificial intelligence programs. For that, CAPTCHA is provided as a API again service. We have to use the CAPTCHA services. So this is just a logic. Don't think that you return some CAPTCHA now. It is just a logic for that. Generally, real-time CAPTCHA means they use an artificial intelligence program in the background. So which will verify whether the person who is using website is a human or a robot. Depending on his keystrokes, depending on his mouse movement, it will identify. And it will report that he is not human. This is a robot. So for that, artificial intelligence programs are required. And for that, we need a separate service called CAPTCHA, right? This is just simple websites will use like this. They will generate some random code and they will ask to verify. But these days, CAPTCHAs are reading these codes. That's the reason they use images. They will put images and they will say, select the image which contains, because robots cannot read images. Robots cannot read images. That's why they use it. So actually, if you want such CAPTCHAs, I will show just a point here. I will copy this. This is just for mathematical function. Suppose you want such captures really, then there is a service, Google Recapture. Google Recapture, this is Google Capture service. This is Google Recapture. Now, actually, you see, not only Google, Facebook, Google, and so many other third-party people will provide this. You have to download the code and put that in your website. So actually, here we will search. Click there. Search for JavaScript. Okay. JavaScript API. You search for JavaScript. Then it will show the result. Means depending on your technology. If you are Java, search Java. In Java, how to put captcha? They will give the code. You have to copy the code and put it in your website. Right? In your project, you need to keep for Java, for .NET, separate libraries they will provide. We are currently searching for JavaScript. You see, this is captcha. Okay, let's open this. This is reCAPTCHA for JavaScript. You see, they will show you this is the code. They will say that we actually here also they are asking site key, right? How to create site keys, I will tell you. We will discuss about that. Initially, see, they are giving the code here. What is the code? First, you have to write this on callback. Copy that code. That means actually this is not required. Directly we will put this one. Actually, just we are copying this one. Google copy. This is in which section we have to keep. In the head section, we have to keep the script. In the head section, we need to keep that script. After that, they will give you some code which you can keep in your. So here in the form, here we have to put the script. Where is the captcha form key? Site keys and all are required. Currently, I'm not using site keys. Form submit value. This is version 2, version 3. Everywhere site keys are asked. We will not use site keys. This is on click. Where is one form will be there. Because we cannot implement this without generating the site keys actually. I will show you that. This is the code. There will be a small div code. Div ID where it is. HTML element. Yeah. This is the HTML element. Copy this JavaScript. That is what you have to put in the head section. That JavaScript you need to keep in the head section. Okay. Actually, this site keys we need to register. When you register, you will get the site keys. Then in the form, we have to keep that. That means from in the form, here somewhere I will keep that data definition. Here I will put the div. Let's run this page. You see, it comes like this. Right? But it is showing error. Why? Because already I told you, invalid site key. That means what you have to do, first you have to register. You will get a site key that you have to copy and paste. Then captcha will be kept. You don't need to write any logic, just they will give the sample code. Actually, to register a site key, you have to get the site keys here. Where is the site keys? Means we need to create an app actually. We have to go to developers dashboard. I have any site keys readily available. Let's check. In my dashboard, I don't have any site keys. Any saved pages I am having? No saved pages. Yeah, I haven't created any site key actually. Uh, means old apps are deleted was, so that is the reason. Any saved pages? There are no saved pages. Okay, fine, no problem. Then in the later in jQuery session, I will show you. Okay. Why? Because what we have to do is first we have to create one app. And when you create an app, then what it will do is that app will that is create a key, API key. That API key we have to copy and paste here. This is where we have to paste the API key. Then automatically here you will not get any error. Simply you will get a checkbox. That means by selecting the checkbox, it can verify whether you are a human or a robot. In the background, an artificial intelligence program will run. Such APIs all are integrated and done by using jQuery. So later when we go into that part jQuery after JavaScript will do that, then in there we can add these plugins, right? So for every API we need keys. We haven't used it. For NASA API also we need a key. But because every day maximum how many times we will practice? 10 times or 20 times. So they have a limit. If you open NASA API more than 50 times, now 51 time, it will not work. It will say that your day limit is finished. That means they will say that per day, only these many times you can access. But you are practicing only 5 times, 10 times only. That's the reason per every day you will not get that problem. And you don't need a site key. If you are daily using it in your application, hundreds of people are accessing it every day, then you have to need a site key. You have to generate site keys that we will see later how to do. So these are all what kind of objects? Browser objects. So now after browser objects and built-in objects, math is a built-in object. Now next important, you need to know about events. We need to know about browser events. Already we know lot of events, but now we need to know complete list of events at one place. Already what events we learned up to now? We used on click, we used on change, we used on key up, we used on blur, right? So several events we already use, but there are so many other events we have to handle. The complete list of events and what is the purpose, we will see them. That we'll see in next session, right? Tomorrow events will be easy. Why? Because already we learned all of them. So some events you need to know extra, those we will discuss.